So you mentioned constellations, and specifically here, holographic constellations. How does this course differ from family constellations?
Family Constellations is the basic toolkit for constellations. It's
Okay.
learning all the Hellinger frames, and it's looking at how family systems work and how difficulties in certain family systems create difficulties for generations. Holographic NLP is, well, the way we said it earlier is that constellations get you to a place where you can look at what has happened and said it's okay, and get the person to be okay. Holographic constellations get you to a place where you can say okay. In terms of our WTF, or WTF, oh my God, WTF, okay, what would I like? And we don't use, in family constellations, you're looking for where was somebody cast out, denied, where was the problem in the system that needs some kind of correction in order for people to be okay. And Holo Constellations is more at what needs to be witnessed and what information is trying to bubble through, but it doesn't look at what has happened as a problem. So it's a little bit more of the NLP Marin frame put on constellations. Mm-hmm. It's about appreciating what is so that you can move forward. And both move you forward. It's just a slightly different focus that makes a huge difference. And Carl and I just don't like following conventions, so we'll try anything in those. So,
How did you come about developing a different stance for facilitating these constellations?
Just facilitating a whole bunch of constellations and bumping into things that the basic family constellation structure couldn't handle or didn't address. It just evolved. Initially constellations were, okay, we're going to do your constellation and we need 4 representatives and we need your mother, your father, your uncle, and your grandfather. And you would walk up to people and say, well, you represent my father. Very quickly, Carl and I decided that we liked the blind format better, where we just give people cards, because it was so much easier on the representatives. Because they weren't thinking, gee, I'm this person's mother, I shouldn't have the hots for my son. They were just going, I like that one. Right? And so we got much cleaner information, if that was the case. And when we freed up our representatives, more information started coming through that was different and needed a different way to address it. And some of the conventions weren't working. Or there was something that we did that was a slight variation on a convention, and that worked. And then we try and do it again, but we do a slight variation on that. And so it just kept moving. I'm a relatively obnoxious facilitator in that a constellation will start and I can spot a missing twin almost instantly. Mm-hmm. Carl thinks that's pretty funny. Because he'll just, if you're ever there when he does it, I'll lean over to Carl and say something, and he just is like, oh. When he does that, it's like, yes, that explains everything. There is something that happens in working with Carl. The two of us tune into something different. And it is real. A lot of what we do is really close to channeling. I don't always know what I'm going to say. He definitely doesn't know what he's going to say. And when I'm facilitating a constellation, after years of doing this, I began to just have this incredible trust in the field. And I try and do it in class for holographic class a little bit, to say, I don't know why I'm doing this. And then I go and do something. I have this nudge to do it. And I'm just following that, and I have no idea where it's going to come out, and it usually comes out exactly where we needed it to come out. or I do something and then Carl knows the next move. So to me, conventional constellations, a lot of thinking and a lot of using the field to manipulate the system. And hollow constellations is really about allowing yourself as a facilitator to be informed by the field and trusting the representatives, knowing they're being taken care of in the field and that what they're showing you is exactly what you need to see. So it's really hard to describe the difference between the two, but that's the best I can do.